hello, I haven't slept in over a day, and they just announced a new Mario Party, which means I want to talk about the new Mario Party. Like, this trailer just dropped, and I already have a lot to say about it, and I would just, I'm just excited, because first I see this, right, and we got nothing to go off of here. It's Super Mario Party Jamboree, and right from the beginning, I was pretty worried, because I think Super Mario Party is like a pretty polarizing game in the series, where like a lot of things were done right and a lot of things were done very wrong. First off, the biggest plus of Super was that they added a lot of characters, and this doesn't even seem to be the full roster, because we've seen Ninja in the trailer later, so who knows? I think Super Mario Party had 20 plus characters. I want to say 20 on the dot, but even that sounds little. And this game is actually very different from Super Mario Party, which, first off, let's just talk about this board. This is Mario's Rainbow Castle from Mario Party 1. And right off the bat, I am shocked at how much they are changing to the Super Mario Party formula. Because if you remember, there were like telephones, there's a buddy system, there's custom dice, there is 10 coin stars. It was just so different from what Mario Party is. But if you kind of zoom in right here, you can see that we have lucky spaces, we have item spaces, we have chance time over here, Bowser, happening, event spaces. And that's not how Super worked. This is all very similar to Super Stars, which was, you know, the package of the 1 through 3 boards. I think Super Stars was very good. Super Stars was an incredible game, great mini games from the past with incredible board play. They improved a lot upon 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 for sure. I think 3 is kind of the GOAT. With 6 is kind of the all-timer GOAT. This, it looks interesting. I think just seeing the new tiles is cool. I'm a little confused why lucky spaces are now blue and yellow instead of just like blue with a white outline. Maybe they stand out more. I mean, they do. I guess it's just going to take some time getting used to. And this is a real nitpicky thing here. But for whatever reason, the chance time, they're now green instead of blue and yellow. I guess they stand out more, probably more with happening event spaces. Again, just something to get used to. It doesn't really matter, but I noticed it pretty immediately. This is now yellow toad, which is fine. Got a lot of toads in the background. This board, I would compare it to a lot of Mario Party 1 boards have similar gimmicks. And if you remember from Superstars, you have Peach's birthday cake and Yoshi's Tropical Island in that. And in Yoshi's Tropical Island, the map flips from Toadette and Bowser being on one side or the other, blah, blah, blah. This map is pretty similar to Peach's birthday cake in the sense that there's not a lot of agency. There are slight branching paths that really only delay your arrival to this place, because Toad flips with Bowser here, is what I'm going to assume. And you just either get a star or a Zatar, which removes a star. I'm a little rusty on Mario Party 1, so that might not be the thing. But I don't really think they're going to do that in this game. If anything, you probably get a star if you meet Toad. You lose, like, similar to Tropical Island, where you lose between 15 to 20 coins if you run into Bowser. Even if you have 0 coins, he probably gives you coins, you know? So that's, again, a very heavy analysis right from the first scene. And this is a new map in the game. What is it called? It shows right here, Rainbow Galleria, which I like the layout for. I was a little worried that it was going to be one of those maps where you can go like, you can go one way, you can go both ways, but it looks like there is a stationary flow. And honestly, this map looks very big, but it's almost like Chutes and Ladders, where you have a lot of agency in where you want to go, and all these paths kind of intersect. Like, it's not a linear board at all. It looks like if you start here, you can go here, up here. You can choose to go here, over here. Like, there's just a lot of choices. And I don't know what the board play is truly going to look like. Because one thing they do not show in this trailer is items. And items kind of make or break a Mario Party. Because in Super, every store was static with only like 3 items. So the meta would kind of turn into find the gold pipes, and just farm it. You just circle around it until you get there. So, yeah, this looks a little better than that. Hopefully, if they take after Superstars, which also did have static shops, but they were much bigger and less, they were consistent across the board, unless there was like a special shop like on Woody Woods. I think this is going to be the shop or like an event. I don't really know. You don't get too many nice shots. Oh, wait. Oh, here's... Okay, I guess that is actually... I don't know. Here's the flash sale I want to see. Okay, so here's Ninja, a character playable for the first time in Mario Party history. So shout out here. I guess if you land on here, this is the flash sale. It makes the stars cheaper. And this, I honestly, the first time I watched this trailer, I thought this was going to be a different mode. This is just a board. You're just in the little cars, which is fun. It's almost reminiscent of like Mario Party 2, where you have little costumes or gimmicks. I think this is a fun idea. You have the quadruple dice, which is obviously a first time in this series. And maybe the board's very linear, but I guess if they have all this fun movement and stuff like that, the creep doesn't really matter, because I'm sure it has tons of items unique to the board and everything like that. There's really not a lot of analysis to do here, because I don't know. I just think everything on this board is unique. We haven't seen anything like this, and I think this is probably like an unlucky space, similar to Super Mario Party. They're probably bringing this back over, and yeah, just happening event, lucky. It's like everything else, but I don't mind the inclusion of unlucky spots. I think having lucky spots is a little strong on its own, so I think it's like a good balance. Yeah, that quad dice is going to be pretty wacky here. This map is really cool. It reminds me of the treetop map, whose name I'm forgetting, in Mario Party 6, where it's like has the day and night cycle, and it alters the path that you can go. Sometimes it shortens it, sometimes it lengthens it, sometimes it opens new events that you can't do otherwise. And here it looks similar in the sense that the water rises and it cuts off the other islands. I'm sure there are more gimmicks than I'm even seeing right now. I can't see a good enough sight of the board, because like if I go backwards, I'm just blind as a bat. If I had to guess, I mean, obviously you start here, you go here, you can go on the I don't know. I think you go this way. You can go here and then here, blah blah blah, go around here. Yeah, and that's like the full rotation of it. Oh, I guess the other path is you can go here. It's probably just like a lot of delay and control here. But this looks like it can go either way. It's just hard to tell what the gimmick of this board is truly going to be, outside of just the day-night cycle, essentially. At first, I thought it was going to be like Goomba's, is it Booty Boardwalk in 8? Where it's just one linear path, but it looks like there's a lot of different paths. And now we're seeing just like all of the maps. We got to see Rollin' Raceway, Goomba Lagoon, Rainbow Galleria. I think Rainbow Galleria looks really fun. Rollin' Raceway looks like it's linear, which I don't normally like linear maps, but the race car gimmick is fun, but it's not really anything. Goomba Lagoon, it's hard to decipher, and King Bowser's Keep, I don't know. I think every Mario Party that has the Bowser stage, the map kind of sucks. I can't think of a good Mario Party that has a good Bowser's map. And Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, yeah, I know nothing about this. They're showing us the board right here, and every Mario Party has like the plain Jane kind of board where there's no like overwhelming gimmick, and that's usually like the best board in the game, if I can be honest. So high hopes for this one. I can't even see it. I know nothing about it, but that's just like a raw intuition. I think these two maps, personally, two pretty bad choices for this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe with the expanded item pool, Mario's Rainbow Castle can be fun. There is a lot of gameplay you can do with like cursed dice now, assuming they're still in the game. I'm going to assume everything is still the same as like Superstars, maybe, plus or minus some others. Western Land is pretty polarizing, because there is a spot up here where you can have a Hootenanny. I think it costs 20 coins, and it summons every player to the exact same space. You can get hit by the train. The problem with the Hootenanny is that it's heavily repeatable, and you just keep summoning people back to the same space over and over again. I feel like they have to add a fix on it. Maybe like a one-turn cooldown would even save this board. Outside of that, I think this board's very good. I just worry about the Hootenanny being too over-polarizing or too over-centralizing. The train's fine. It's a good gimmick. The rest of the board looks exactly as you'd expect it to, I'm sure. I don't see any skeleton key doors, which is a very central part of this map normally. There should be one over here. Maybe this is one? No, I think this is a skeleton key door, or it's just decor. I can't really tell. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. But Mario Party 2 maps are heavily designed around the skeleton keys, especially like if you look at Horrorland and Superstars, for example. These minigames look fun. This looks fun. I think Super Mario Party had very fun minigames. Like, honestly, they were very good. Despite the motion controls, Mario Party 9 had great minigames. Like, I don't think motion controls means bad minigames. And here, you know, we have 8 players right here. Then, again, more motion controls. This is very similar to the candy jar minigame in Super, which is not uncommon for Mario Party games to borrow same ideas. Arm wrestle minigame. This is just a mashing minigame right here, you can tell. It is going to be a 2v2 masher, which I think it mashing mallets in Mario Party 4? If I'm thinking of the right game, maybe it's 5. But that is pretty much the exact same game, just which team can outmash the others. This is a 1v3. It looks almost like the bowling minigame in Mario Party 1-2, to where if you have 2, you just split, right? And this bullet bill has to hit. Similar in concept. Looks a much stronger than the bowling minigame. This is interesting. 20 players, almost like Mario Party Battle Royale. I thought this was like Subway Surfers gameplay at the beginning. I look at this, I don't fully understand what I'm looking at. And I think it might just be, I don't until it comes out and I try it. Because obviously it's like a Mario Party marathon of just mini games. And you get ranked, the better you perform, the better you do. Something like this makes sense, where these are probably mini games unique to the mode. Like in Mario Party 10, in the 4v1 against Bowser. It's probably something like that, because I can't imagine a mini game that allows 4 people to be on it. I can't imagine all 4-player mini games are custom for 20 people. So it's probably just a select few. It looks fun, though. It's just this simple run away from the bad guy. This, though, this confuses me. Because this looks like a hub world, but obviously there's a timer here, so we're in the middle of a minigame. But there's also 3 people here. So it's very confusing. I don't really know what this is. It could just be extra. They do talk about, oh, look, it's extra game modes. So maybe this is just a separate 3-player game mode? I don't know. It's still weird, but I've seen such a variety of players in this trailer, from 4 to 3 to 8 to 20. Like, it's... I don't know how much variance is allowed here. Like, okay, here's 4. Also, I like the varying... the apple boxes here for all of these characters to hit. I understand this. It's a team gimmick. This reminds me of Mario Party 9 and 10, though, because it looks like we have, first, a co-op minigames, and then we have, like, a co-op boss battle here, but this is, 4 people. We see so many others on this leaderboard and down here, so, I don't... Obviously, it's a boss battle if we have health, round 1. This is a Mario Party 8 or 9 or 10 minigame. I guess 10. Yeah, 9 and 10. But, I guess the one thing that really has me questioning is, like, is this a separate game mode on its own where it's just co-op? I don't know. But all in all, I think Mario Party Superstars was phenomenal. I think they're leaning into that more. I think Super Mario Party had a lot of issues, and to kind of explain some of those, because I don't really think I have earlier. Number 1 is just the speed and pacing. If you compare just the board play on Super versus Superstars, it's just exponentially slower. I feel like it was really easy to ignore when the game came out, but then when Superstars came out and now you go back to Super, it is sluggish. It is very slow, turns take so long, the cutscenes are so long. The items, obviously abysmal in the sense that there is always going to be one strong shop because they're all consistent and locked to 3 items. So that becomes a bit of an issue. I hope the stores are consistent like Superstars, but much bigger, and it's not like multiple stores are, or one is just stronger. They removed the buddies entirely, You know, where you could like have multiple characters. You just have the whole squad roll up on like a blues tile. That's for the best. It was an interesting gimmick, but I don't think it really felt like rewarding in any way. The custom dice was a fun gimmick. But again, I guess it's like the novelty of it is nice, but the actual execution isn't, because like one character is just statistically the strongest and it's Bowser. And if you don't choose Bowser, L, I guess. Everyone had different situational usage for the most part. Some dice were just awful. But, you know, I think it was an interesting gimmick. I hope they don't do it again. There's not a lot I would have really changed about Superstars, if I can be real. I think I would have just had maybe more boards, which this does. This has 2 extra boards than that one did. 5 of them are new. I think the race car gimmick is interesting because it is just a normal board, but you're in a race car, and it's the only map seemingly that looks like that. I guess the biggest mystery here is that we don't know how fast you move on the board. We don't know how the economy works. We don't know how minigame splits work. We don't know how what items are in the game. If you go back in the trailer, I did see that there is a dice block. The car has a quad dice block. One of the characters is holding an orange warp block, which I'm going to assume is like the warp pipe warp block in this game. Just teleports you to a random enemy or something like that. Not a lot of information was delivered. Actually, like a good amount of information was shown, but there was still a good amount of question marks beyond that. So I go into Mario Party games pretty cautiously normally, but this time I am pretty optimistic. I think the game looks much more like Superstars, and I think that's a great sign. Super kind of mid, in all honesty. And I like that they're pulling boards from old games and putting new maps in. I wish they chose better boards, but who knows? Like, I think Superstars took a lot of stinkers and turned them into pretty decent boards. So maybe they can do it again. And I'm excited to see the new boards, especially Rainbow Galleria. I think that looks like the fun one, I guess. Maybe the Mega Wiggler one will be fun just because it's the neutral. But yeah, we'll see. I love Mario Party, and I'm just excited to see what they do next, just so I can beg for another game in another 4 years.